I was born in Liverpool in the UK, quite a rough area. Up the road from me, there was a cul-de-sac. My friend Alan was learning to play the violin. The guy next to him, next door, was learning to play the guitar. His name was George Harrison. We came to Australia in 1960 on a ship called the Orontes. And I remember riding my push bike down the main street of Gawler on the weekend, and I thought, doesn't anybody live here? It's changed now, hasn't it? In the 1970s, I took up acting, both amateur and professional, which led me to probably my first official function in Gawler. In April of 1980, our theatre group came to Gawler to present a show called Doctor in the House. We were welcomed by Dr. Bruce Eastick. Whether he remembers that, I don't know. But one of the guys in the cast may be well known to some people in Gawler. It was his first introduction into show business. His name was Matthew Byrne, who passed away just recently. In the early 1980s, I became involved with Radio 5 PBA in Salisbury, where I produced a history program once a week, and I ran a sports show for a chap called Daryl Hicks. In the history program, one I remember was an interview I did with a lady called Anne-Marie Makita, whose daughter was one of the Truro victims. So when Gawler Radio was announced that it was coming to Gawler, I jumped on the bandwagon pretty quick and got involved in the very beginning of it, although we're still waiting for an official radio licence. In 1997, I was working as a volunteer at the Gawler Elderly Centre. And one of the things I did was a parking bay check on all the parking bay, disability, should I say, parking bays in Gawler. Have a look at that. There's not many that are really legal. And while I was there, they had an old computer in the library and nobody would use it. So they said to me, do you think perhaps we could run computer classes? So we can say, do it for a month, see who's interested. And that went successfully for a while there, and then we decided to move the classes to the sports centre. And we were running there for a while. Then the sports centre decided, no, we won't do computer classes. And I thought, good, a break. I went home, phone rang, Gawler Community House. Oh, can you do them at our place now? So those classes that started 1997 for 1 month were still running as of November last year, a long month. At one of the volunteer functions, I made up a slideshow. Part of that slideshow is still on our website. And a fella called Brian Tom was in the room. A couple of months later, he came to me and he says, I'm thinking of starting some kind of history group. Are you interested in helping me? Okay, Brian. That history group became the GawlerHistory.com, Gawler History Team. In September of 2017, we launched a book. The Gawler History Team launched Welcome to Historic Gawler. Now this book, as far as I'm aware, is the only book ever printed that has a QR code on every page. In those days, people said, what's a QR code? How things have changed. And we get comments from around the world regarding our book and our videos that we put on our YouTube channel. Places like France and Canada, Great Britain. And we had a message from someone in New South Wales saying they wanted to move to South Australia. And after viewing our webpage, they decided Gawler was the place they wanted to be. You know, I don't think people in Gawler realise what they've got here. They made locomotives that were pulling trains around the whole country. We made farming machinery. We made mining machinery that went around the country and overseas. You know, do you realise where you live in Gawler? There's a lot of history here. Some of it, unfortunately, is gone, but let's hang on to what we've got. Wake up.